Hey guys, my name is Marco. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you about Taylor Swift's song, Speak Now. I am a singer-songwriter, I also teach music, and I have become a Swifty this year. Long story short, I went to visit a friend of mine in Tennessee, in Nashville, earlier this year in May, and you know, we were gonna do this thing where I flew there and then we were gonna drive back down together here to Miami. And I went to visit her as she was ending her term. When I get there, I've never been to Nashville, and I go like, why is everybody in the world here? And why they're all wearing pink and glittery? And then it turns out that Taylor Swift was doing 3 days of sold-out concerts back to back in her hometown of Nashville. Everybody was there, and what I took away from that trip, amongst wonderful memories, is that I wanted to understand where this young woman was coming from and how she was able to encapsulate so many people to come see her day after day after day. I kind of saw the concert, my friend and I, we walked through this bridge, and we never went to the concert, but from outside of the arena on this bridge through the hedge, we could see there was an opening in the arena, in the Nissan Stadium or arena, and we could see what was going on. And now that I think about it, what was coincidentally wonderful about this is that that's when she announced, at least to that audience, I don't know if it was worldwide, but I think it was, because then people started like, oh my god, Twitter, that she was releasing the versions of her Speak Now album, the Speak Now Taylor's versions. Little did I know that that's what I would be talking about today. So I went away from Nashville, like, okay, I grew up with Taylor Swift in the background, and of course, can't you see that I'm the one who understands you? Like, who doesn't know these songs? And that's an anthem, and it's just wonderful, but it's just I never really had cared to dig deep into that. But then I decided to change that, and so slowly but surely I've been listening to Taylor Swift's albums in chronological order, release order, and even from the very first one I'm just like, wow. Right now I'm either by 1989 or Reputation. I think whichever is, gotta take my medication. Actually gonna be a good example and take mine right now. It's right here.
There you go.
Yeah, gotta be a good example. Shout out to Pedro. Check out Ironia's Media. Ay.
I appreciate it.
No, always, my man.
Take your drugs, kids.
Yes, your pharmaceuticals. Yeah. So, long story short, I've been getting into Taylor Swift this year. And mind you, I think she has some great songs in her catalog, and I can see what the appeal is. I've seen her Miss Americana documentary twice already. I went with my parents to go see her concert film, which was a blast. And even though I didn't know a good number of the songs, because I'm only, for those of you that do know, I'm only like halfway into her discography, it was still so entertaining. She's a powerhouse. And as a budding singer-songwriter, I look for things that I can learn from different people from whichever sort of field of artistry that you're in, especially songwriting. And that's the one that I look into her for as well, perhaps more than any other. And throughout all of the songs that I've heard, there's one in particular that really stands out to me, and it's Speak Now, from the Speak Now album. Speak Now, for those of you that are not familiar with the song, it's a hypothetical song. It's something that didn't really actually happen to her. From what I remember reading, a friend had commented to her the idea of like, oh, imagine if this is what were to happen. Something along those lines. Point is that Taylor essentially managed to create a story from just the idea of what would it be like if I interrupted a wedding. So I actually just want to go ahead and pull up the lyrics and run by... Let me put my drugs away. Just gonna pull up the lyrics here for the song so we can go through them together. I'm not the kind of girl who should be rudely barging in on a white veil occasion. Even from, I think some of the greatest songs, I would argue the greatest songs, are when you can marry melody and lyrics together. When you have those two in a perfect union, pun intended, for this great song, you have something magical in your hands. And right from the get-go, she has this melody accompanied, reinforced, if you will, by these lyrics that just serve the melody. It goes, I am not the kind of girl who should be rudely barging in on a white veil occasion, but you are not the kind of boy who should be marrying the wrong girl. Then she repeats it. I'm already hooked into it. Let's take an adjacent route there for a second. La 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 la. It just rolls so easily. There's also this theory, I don't know if you, for those of you that might be able to appreciate it, that certain tonalities in music, to anybody, just very generally speaking, within music you have different keys that essentially tell you what kind of color the song is. Is it green? Is it red? Is it blue? Is it yellow? And then you have either happy red or sad red, major and minor tonalities. And I think, in this one she uses G major. G major. G major. G major. So I think that's at least a key that I've associated with happiness. And mind you, this song, she kind of is uncomfortable for a good chunk of it, but I think her excitement for what's gonna come into the chorus, it's the idea of the revelry that she wants to initiate in the song is really what drives that major tonality, and that like, don't say yes, run away now, I'll meet you when you're out at the church at the back door. This song is just an adventure. It is like, bro, what are you doing? Like, don't marry this girl, because that's what the song is about. Taylor is essentially crashing, or her character at least, they're crashing this wedding ceremony that's about to take place. The soon-to-be groom is gonna, perhaps, very likely, marry this woman at the end of the day, and from the very beginning, we know that that's not the person that he's meant to be with. He's meant to be with Taylor, her character. Let's look here. I sneak in and see your friends and her snotty little family all dressed in pastel. Let me take another break or add another observation into this. The imagery that is made with this. When I hear this video, when I hear this song, I just can't help but think and see pastel. I think Rococo. I think Marie Antoinette. And I just imagine, I haven't even seen the music video if there is one for this song. But that's what I imagine. And Taylor just leading the whole thing. It's very dramatic, a little bit over the top, but it's so cute and so infectious. You just can't get enough of it. And the instrumentation, the guitar at the very beginning just sets a tone. I'm doing kind of like a bass line there, but it just sets the tone right. This song to me, it gets me so excited. I think if I were to boil down what I rescue from this song, is her ability to really draw you into a world. And what I think is so impressive, I mean, some people might argue that, well, I mean, it's easy to make things up, but a lot of times people will speak, as has been the case with me up to this point. I write from things that happen to me. I tell my own stories. So then to really take that a step further and come up with things that haven't happened to you and try and put yourself in those shoes, you know, undeniably taking inspiration from real life, but that takes a lot of imagination and confidence in what you are creating. So I really take my hat off to her for that. You know, in this song, there's something that happens not every once in a while, but in some songs you have, which is like a repetition of the verse before the final chorus. Usually it's verse, pre-chorus, chorus, then just to summarize it, verse, chorus, bridge, and then the final chorus. But in this one, she goes back to the verse before going into that final chorus. And what I think is so wonderful is this thread that she's created. Again, she's leading us the entire song with the exception of the choruses. It's all, you know, she walks us from the moment that she enters the wedding ceremony up to what is happening. We're with her, we're seated, she's holding us by the hand, or like we're like tucked away somewhere on her shoulder, in her hair. We're watching what happens, and we never lose a beat, we never lose track of what's taking place. And the reason why I mentioned the magic of why she repeats or brings in at least one final verse is because she plays into it. Something that I've been learning with music is that there's energies, and in that spot in the song, it really merits to have it there, right in the bridge. She mentioned where she is actually breaking she's one person, as far as I've known, fictional or otherwise, that has actually objected during a wedding. When they say, like, speak now or forever hold your peace, she is that person when she says, speak now. She goes, there's a silence, there's my last chance. I stand up with shaking hands, all eyes on me. Horrified looks from everyone in the room, but I'm only looking at you. Wow. And that's where the verse repeats, and I am not the kind of girl. Great job. Goes back into the chorus. And that's where you would assume, and with the energy and the euphoria that must be running through the song at the time, and in her voice, it's more than likely that he ran away with her. At least that's what I leave the song, that's what I take away from the song. Guys, it serves, like any great song, like any great work of art, you will never not be able to learn something from it. And what I learned from Speak Now is to have fun with what you're writing. Take liberties and take chances on yourself. Make a story that even if it didn't happen to you, doesn't mean that at the end of the day, her character in the song stood up for what, she literally stood up and stopped whatever was going on around her for what she believed in. She believed in true love. She believed in taking chances and taking risks at the expense of being a little bit embarrassed for, I don't know, 5 minutes. But it pays off in the long run. And I think that Taylor Swift now, you know, many albums after Speak Now, is definitely an example of that. She's not just a queen of pop, but I would say she's the queen of the world to some degrees. And she's definitely somebody that I look up to and will continue to be looking very forward to learning from. So let me know what you think. Do you like Speak Now? Is it your favorite? What's your favorite song in the album? What's your favorite Taylor Swift song? Let me know in the comments. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back with another reaction video. Take care.